What's up everyone and welcome to a new Minecraft video. I'm TheCactusMonkey and Minecraft 1.14.1 have just been released. And as it says here on the update post for Minecraft 1.14, today we are releasing 1.14.1, a small release that addresses some issues left over from 1.14. We do plan on releasing 1.14.2 to address further issues, whilst we work on the next major update 1.15. So this means that everything is not complete in 1.14.1, but a 1.14.2 update will come a little bit later, maybe not next week, but it will take a while. They will get in all the bug reports, and then 1.14.2 will be released before 1.15. Before we start this video, I just want to say that I made a really long, about 45-minute video of 1.14 with all the new updates and features. If you have missed that and wonders anything about 1.14, go and check that video out. I will link it up in the iCards in the right of your screen and in the description down below. But now let's check out 1.14.1. So the major problem with 1.14 was these chunk issues that you can see while I'm flying over the world over here. The world loads in very weird. We have blinking chunks here and there, and this issue have been addressed in 1.14.1. And now in 1.14.1 we are in the same world, even a little bit higher render distance, and you can see that the chunks are loading in totally fine here. We have also gotten a new feature in 1.14.1, the ability to light furnaces using a flame bow. Campfires can now be lit when shot by a flame bow. As you can see here, you can pick up the arrow afterwards. This is a feature that came from Bedrock that have now been implemented in Java as well. And as before, we can still use a splash potion with water on it and turn it on with a flint and steel. So now we have two possibilities to turn it on and two off. So you can splash it with water, or you can place a water bucket on it. To turn it on, you can use a flame bow or a flint and steel. The campfire can also be lit from below, as you can see here. As long as you hit the campfire from any side, then it will be able to turn on. Villagers and iron golems contributed to the passive mob caps, which meant that passive mobs like cows, sheep, chickens, and other friendly mobs couldn't spawn if you were in a village. This is now fixed, and we will have passive mobs spawning natural again. Villagers were also able to be hit by their own fireworks when you have defeated a raid, which led that they would damage themselves. When growing a sapling, the observer wouldn't feel any outputs. That have also been addressed. The same problem were with red mushrooms and brown mushrooms. When you grew them into the bigger versions, the observer wouldn't feel that, but that's fixed, and an observer can now feel when saplings and mushrooms are growing. A really old bug that you may have seen a lot is when a mob is poking their head through a diagonal gap like this. You could see maybe a sheep or a cow head sticking out here. That problem was due to that the mobs tried to pathfind through the diagonal blocks like this, and then their head popped out. That's now fixed, and mobs won't try to pathfind through diagonal blocks. The banner hanging off the pillager outpost didn't have the right name. Instead of the ominous banner, it was something like minecraft.block.illager banner. That's also now fixed, and you can see when I block this banner, it will give me the ominous banner. And that's the same one as we get from the pillager leaders. In the pre-releases of 1.14.1, we got some issues with Redstone As you can see here, Redstone gets stuck after updating when it gets too far of a pulse. And this is very weird. This repeater has signal from nothing. It needs an output or an update for it to change. So there were some funkiness with Redstone for sure, but this have also been fixed and Redstone are back to normal. Here you can see the Redstone in action again, and you can see that we have no problem whatsoever in 1.14.1. Everything works as expected. There have also been some problems with Endermans and the Ender Dragon. If the Ender Dragon were shot by an arrow, then it would never go down and stay down here. Instead it would just go around and around forever. Now I'm back in 1.14 again, and you can see when these Endermans are spawning in, I'm instantly killing them with this repeating command block. But you can see when they take damage, they try to TP out in the void. So let's do the same testing here, and now you can see that they just instantly die on their place. They won't TP out and do a lot of other calculations where they could TP, so they can no longer TP down to the void. There were also a bug with the crossbows that the pillagers are using, or you can use it yourself. If you loaded a crossbow up with an arrow and threw the arrow out while loading, the crossbow would load up with air. So if you had a crossbow in the offhand like this and started to load it up and then threw out the arrow, you can still see that we have the loaded texture of the crossbow, but when I release, right click, it will go back to its normal state. When it was loaded with air, it said loaded air. We can do the same thing here with an arrow actually in it. And now you can see it says projectile arrow. But that is everything for this 1.14 release video. If you liked it, then please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe for more Minecraft and 1.14 content. If you have any questions, just comment them down below or join my Discord. We have all the links down in the description below. But that's everything for today's video, and I will see you around later. So see you and goodbye.